Well, he is our most sought-after guest. In fact, it would not be a Sydney Royal Easter show without this man. Every evening, when one of my favourite events rolls into the arena, it's the World Championship Campdraft, and Thee's voice has been going through the arena each and every night for many, many years. It's a great pleasure to welcome an institution of the Sydney Royal Easter Show, Mr. Jimmy Callinan. Jimmy, welcome to Sydney Show Withdrawals, and technology hasn't beaten you. We've managed to get you online.
Yeah, thank you, Tim. Thank you, Lindsay. And great to be with you.
Love hearing that voice. Now, take us back to 1974. It's your first proper Sydney Royal Easter Show. What are you doing?
1974, up on Rodeo Hill, I was with two of the Campdraft legends, being a strapper for Jack and Bob Palmer. So that's what took me to Sydney Show in the very first place, being a strapper, and do the stables and ride the horses out around Centennial Park and make sure all the gear and everything, the horses were ready to go for the first of the rounds, etc. On that afternoon at the old Moore Park ground.
Jimmy, for those people who maybe not have experienced camp draft, in a very quick nutshell, tell us what is camp drafting and why do you love it so much?
Well, I was brought up with horses and dogs, Tim, and been a part of my life, but good cattle horses, and it's we call it the World Championship Campdraft because nobody else works cattle like we do here in Australia. And they used to have the competitions on the big stations and so forth, and when cattle were getting ready to go to markets, etc., they'd hold the cattle in a paddock or in the corner of a paddock, and they'd cut out the cattle that were going to go to market and see who had the best cattle horse, and just went on and on from there.
Jim, not so long ago, the Horse Committee recognised you as a champion of the Royal Agricultural Society of New South Wales. Tell us what that moment was like. Did you get recognised in the main arena there during a grand parade?
Something that I won't forget, Lindsay. It was a great honour to be to get that recognition from the RAS. And a very, very happy moment in my life. And one other moment in my life down at the Royal Easter Show would have been in 2017. Many thanks to the Warwick and Fiona Lawrence when I actually went in the judges and stewards class, and I was lucky enough to win that on their Great Australian Stock Horse Mare Limited Edition.
Jimmy, you are now a champion of the RAS, and your voice is just synonymous with the show. Tell us, when did you first pick up a microphone and actually start commentating at the show?
A very good friend of mine up here in the Hunter Valley, Brian Hunt, done a lot of camp draft and rodeo announcing, and one day he just said to me, he said, "You should have a go at this one day. You've been pretty well involved in the sport all your life." And it was back in 1983, he gave my first go at calling a camp draft at Murrurundi on the old Wilson Memorial Ground in Murrurundi, here in the Hunter Valley.
We reckon there's some trademark Jim Callinan phrases that get bandied around, and you should get $1 for every time they're used. But do you think you've got some key phrases that you roll out on occasion?
I've been told that I have, Lindsay, but yeah, I don't charge anybody for those phrases.
Jimmy, this is your first time at home since 1974. How is it? Because normally by this time of the show, you've drunk about 7,000 litres of Tyrrell's wine, if we listen to you each night. You've been up very early every morning. How is it not being at the show for you in this year?
Oh, I'm getting by okay. Like I said to you there earlier, there's a couple of mornings I jumped up thinking that I was at the Royal Easter Show, and got all ready and put the tie and the coat and the hat on, and off to the show we go. But then realised, I thought, no, I'm still at home here, and we'll just have to wait till 2021.
You're the voice of so many horse sports around the nation. You're the voice of a lot of polocrosse, including World Cup events, pony club events, camp drafts, team penning, all of that kind of thing. Is there one particular event you really love announcing, and is there one that you'd rather not do because it's not your forte?
Well, I can't say it's camp drafting. I can't say it's polocrosse or pony club, because I've met so many great people, and Had a lot of great times. Anything that I like doing it all. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it, Lindsay. I enjoy the people. I enjoy seeing very, very good horses and very, very good competition.
I've always said, Jimmy, you'll get splinters if you sit on the fence for too long.
And I always remember that. I always remember that comment of you, Tim.
Jimmy, we have a lot of fun. We meet amazing people at the Sydney Royal Easter Show every year. Is there one person in your mind that when you think of them, they are just the epitome of the show?
Oh, you're making it pretty hard now, Tim. I like to catch up with all my good friends that I've met over the 40-odd years. A few of them have passed on, but there's still plenty of very, very good people, and it's no better time to go from the bush to the Sydney. We see our city cousins, and we catch up with a lot of people that we don't see from that 12-month period to the following show.
We ask all of our guests this: is there a particular show food that you must enjoy, no matter how naughty, when you're at Sydney Royal?
Well, for me, I look forward to the all-day breakfast at Wicket Wendy's, which is located right there near the Smith Arena.
Jimmy, to me, it wouldn't be a show without hearing you call a camp draft for us. Can you put someone in the camp and take us through as if we're at the show, just so I can close my eyes and imagine we're there for a minute?
Okay, Tim and Lindsay, well, it's great. We kick off round one of the World Championship Campdraft here at the Sydney Royal Easter Show for 2020. And on the camp now, we have Nigel Cable with that great Australian stock horse, Chevron Ivory. He's about to make his selection. A beautiful lot of cattle here, many thanks to Elliston Pastoral Company. He makes his selection, the Black Bally Angus Cross steer, Chevron Ivory, Nigel Cable. They come right up the face of the camp. He does the 1, he does the 3, he goes to the far side, he calls for the gate. He steps out into the spotless arena and he lines up around the first peg, and it's a left-hand course this evening in round number 1. And around the first peg now, Nigel just sits back a little bit and just lets the beast run on around the first peg. He does the changeover, and the beast has moved up into another gear, and he feeds a little bit more rein now to Chevron Ivory, and he stretches out and he gathers him around this. Look at this for a second peg, boys and girls, mums and dads. He does it, completes the figure 8. He beans him out there towards the members stand. He beans him around there now, heading towards the gate. Girls and boys, mums and dads, warm up the hands. I think he can do it. I think he can. Course he can. He's 4 out of 4 for the course. A great round there by Nigel Cable and Chevron Ivory. Round 1 of the World Championship Campdraft, brought to you with the compliments of Tyrrells.
That brings goosebumps. It brings me, I shut my eyes while that was happening. I felt like I was sitting there. Jimmy Callinan, that is exactly what the show's about.
Now, Tim, the score has just come through here with my off-sider here, Dick Adams. And Chevron Ivory with Nigel Cable, who was 23 for cutout, 65 for horsework, 4 out of 4 for the course, top points of 92 points.
Unreal.
Lindsay Douglas, how do we top that? How do we top that?
You can't top that.
Well, Jimmy Callinan, it has been an absolute pleasure and an honour to be working with you since 2015. For my first show, we've had a lot of fun over the last few years, and we always have a laugh and a banter. There's always good fun between us all. And, mate, I cannot wait till 2021 when you walk back out into that arena and I can introduce you to everyone at the Sydney Royal Easter Show.
I can't wait for 2021 either, Tim, and very many thanks to you and Lindsay, and look forward to catching up with you somewhere along the track.
Thank you, Jim.